Hello,
Okay.
good afternoon to everybody. It's me, Rafael, and the rest of the gang. Hey, gangs. Hi, guys.
Hi
Hello.
everyone.
Good
Yeah,
morning from my side.
another exciting episode for today. We have Mard as well on the kasama natin at si Miss Trisha as well is here. So magandang episode natin. And we have a very exciting guest here. Oh, first of all, guys, we're gonna discuss more about agriculture. And so we invited a friend. We also met his Twitter space, and he's got a lot of knowledge about agriculture. He was born in Batac, Ilocos Norte. So meron siyang idea of the Marcos's project in terms of agriculture. So siya currently, I think, is on the medical background, but his parents were second generation farmers. So magkakaroon tayo discussion centering about what Marcos has done sa Ilocos, and then we'll spread from there. So kung may mga tanong kayo, you can just post it. Kung may mga listener tayo, just send us a message so we can ask yung ating guest speaker. And the name is John. John, hello. Or Jay. Is it tama ba, Jay? Hi, Jay.
Ay, magandang hapon po. Naimbag nga rabi o
Oh,
naimbag nga bigat
naimbang nga rabi
tayo
kada
amin.
kada kayo amin kabagis. How are you?
Kabagis kakabsat kin apulakay. So, magandang
We,
hapon po.
just
Maraming
Yagina.
salamat sa opportunity.
Hi, Kuya.
Welcome. And we
Welcome.
would like to thank you for, accepting our invite. And hopefully this is not the last, no? Sana makausap ka pa rin namin, okay? So,
Absolutely.
yes, of course. And siguro simulan na natin. I'd like to start off first by Jay. Would you like to introduce yourself, your background? Why did you have an interest in agriculture? So people would understand, kasi you are the guest speaker, it's para alam nila, because you're going to talk more about the projects being an Ilocano yourself from Batac, Ilocos Norte. So, sige, can you give us a little bit of background about yourself and how did you enter the world of agriculture? Go
Ah,
ahead.
maraming salamat po sa lahat, Madam Rafaela, no? And ang background ko originally is and still medical. You know, I've been busy sa COVID response. And my parents and grandparents are farmers. So proud that they are farmers. And our family do farming in Ilocos and also at the same time in Isabela, which is all solid north. I'm a third generation loyalista, should I say, and support the Marcoses. Our support for the Marcoses extends up to the third to fourth generation of the family. Why farming?
Mhm.
My father told me that sabi, look, why don't you speak about what you have experienced in farming because you are not a farmer. Technically, I'm not because medical kasi ako eh. Pero naintindihan ko base sa ginawa ni PBBM at yung naging resulta ng mga paggawa niya, mga plinano niya, tulad ng kooperatiba at
Mhm.
anong nangyari sa Ilocos. At
Mhm.
sinundan naman to ni Ma'am Amy, you know. And ang daming nakinabang sa Ilocos. Ano? Mamaya, kung may mga katanungan kayo, ano ba ang pinakinabangan ng farmers dito? Ano ba ang pinakinabangan ng mga magulang ko? You know? O ng mga kamag-anak namin, o mga kaibigan ng kamag-anak namin sa pagsasaka sa agrikultura. Kasi para maibsan natin yung doubts ng napakaraming Filipino, bakit si PBBM ang Agriculture Secretary, hindi naman siya magsasaka? Bakit paano niya pabababain ng 20 pesos ang presyo ng bigas? Eh wala na,
Correct.
mayaman namang tao 'yan. Hindi naman siya nagsaka.
Mhm.
Pero ang totoo, kung titingnan niyo sa Ilocos, siya ang nag-umpisa ng kooperatiba, nag-organisa at ginamit ang mga ah, already existing na mga services at pinagsama-sama niya. Masabi ko lang itong discussion natin is pinned ang fundamentals nito unity, pagkakaisa. Makikita niyo kung bakit. Pamula sa pagtatanim at pagsasama-sama sa kooperatiba at pagkita ng pagkakaroon ng magandang buhay, isa lang ang pinagmulan at yan ay unity. Yun lang naman.
Jay, may tanong lang
Salamat.
ako. Were you there in your life and were you there to witness yung naging benepisyo ng tao? Or was there a relative of yours who actually experienced the benefits of Marcos's agriculture product in Ilocos? Kung hindi man ikaw, meron ba sa kamag-anak mo? And how did he do it? Kasi you talked about unity. Maybe you can start off with how did Marcos how did he started the project at paano niya nabuo lahat itong framework na to? Kasi I believe that Ilocos uh, is exporting rice sa ibang bansa, and that's something na hindi ko talaga alam because I lived in Manila. So how did he started with it, going on the yung kanyang sabihin natin plataforma na yun? And again, my first question is, have you ever experienced it yourself as well?
Yeah, thank you. No? So, paano niya ginawa? Unang-una, have I experienced? Yes. The straightforward answer is yes. Hindi kalakihan ng sakahan ng aking mga magulang. Ano? Dahil nga na-reforma ang aming lupa. Yung land reform, di ba, pinaghati-hati yan for distribution of wealth nung panahon ni Apo Lakay.
Yes.
So, nag-comply
Yes.
kami doon at meron na lang kokoonti at hindi enough yun para magpaaral ng tatlong magkakapatid sa matataas na universidad sa Manila. Pero nangyari yan dahil farmers ang aming family at extended family yan. And so far, awan ng Diyos, magandang buhay. Bakit? Kasi inayos at inorganisan nito ni BBM. Noon, kasi sa Ilocos, kanya-kanya yan. Kanya-kanya. It makes sense siguro sa ating lahat na pag malaki ang lupa mo, malaki kita mo noon, di ba? Ngayon, kahit kailangan napakalaki ang lupa para kumita sa sakahan. Ang average na lupa ng mga taga Ilocos, half a hectare lang mga magsasaka. So,
Okay.
sa half a hectare, wala kang kikitain. So, nung ginawa ni Apo BBM, nung siya ay gobernador, tinignan niya yung suitability. Ano pang suitable dito? Ano bang pwede natin gawin? At ang isang solusyon dyan ay pagkakaisa, unity. I-converge, ang lahat ng mga magsasaka na may lupang mula kalahating hektarya hanggang sa 4 na hektarya o 5 hektarya, pagsamasamahin sa pamamagitan ng
Okay.
kooperatiba. Ngayon, pag pinagsama-sama mo yan, kung meron kang 100 hectares na lupa, diyan ang susunod mong gagawin, paano ba natin i-create yung, naririnig na natin to sa kanya, yung value chain na tinatawag.
Okay, yes,
So,
yes. Mhm.
so he created the cooperative, and alam niyo mga Marcos, and wala akong sasabihin dito hindi niyo alam, i-highlight ko lang, and then you will say, yeah. Ang niyan, mga yan, ang strategy sa politika is they immerse themselves to where the problem is. To where the noise is, that's where they want to hear and listen. But they don't give like, bibigyan namin kayo ng magandang buhay. No, they don't do that. They listen and they hear what you have to say and work with you to come up with a solution. That's why there's a lot of town hall meetings from the Marcoses. They are very close to the people. And they don't want to
So
hear that they're consultative.
consultative ang style. Oo, okay.
And if you notice as well, hopefully there's aha moments while I'm saying this, they work from bottom up. They don't work from top to bottom. They don't dole out people. They're not from the top and they're giving you money on the people on the bottom. They work from the bottom up. That's why they started with the farmers. They said, let's consolidate. Let's converge. Ang tawag nila dyan, convergence program, national convergence program, or something like that, which is already an existing program of the even on the Aquino's time, hindi lang na-utilize. Then, so pinagsama-sama ang farmers, may kooperativa. Narinig nyo na to, value chain. He's very particular in value chain. Pamula sa pagtatanim hanggang sa pag-ani, yan yung tinatawag na value chain. You know, so if you look at the chain, each and every chain has got its stages in agriculture. And with those value chain, ang role ng local government is to have a support on each chain to be involved. Kaya naman pumapasok yung public-private partnership, a partnership with the cooperative, which is private, and a public from the local government. You know, so ano yun? Do you want me to go through with that value chain? Or bit
Yes,
later?
gusto ko maintindihan para yung listener din natin
Yeah.
maintindihan ano ba yung mga process
So,
involved in value chain. So, go ahead,
so
please.
ito yung value chain, ano? So this is remember, this is the perspective coming from a person that is that listens to farmers, hear the farmers, but I'm not actually involved in doing it. I think I was, but not as involved as my parents. So this is my perspective. Ano ba yung value chain na sinasabi ni PBBM? Unang-una, ang ano nito is yung saan kukuha ng pera ang magsasaka, 'di ba? Ayan ang unang, I mean, kung wala kang pera, paano ka magsasaka, you know? And yan ang problema natin ngayon, di ba? So, financing is coming from the cooperative guaranteed by the local government as far as I know. And if there's any deficit, it gets offset kasi merong revenue from the local government that the cooperative can use. Way before, bakit sa
Okay.
cooperative?
Sorry may tatanong
Yeah, go
lang
ahead.
ako, sorry. When you say magsasakang walang pera, we're talking about yung mga magsasakang, let's say, may kalahatang ektarya, pero walang puhunan para bumili ng butil or ano ba tawag, butil ba ang tawag doon? Sorry for the term. O yung mga
Papunla,
gagamitin para makapagtanim o
pagbinhi.
magpunla. We're talking also about yung mga treasure or any equipment that will be used in farming. Pero may lupa sila. Wala lang silang
Correct.
mapuhunan para sa gagamitin. Iyon ang ibig mo sabihin. Okay, sige, I get it. Thank you.
Correct, yeah,
Sige,
walang
continue.
puhunan. Yung pagbili ng binhi, let alone yung mga mechanization later on. Eh. Pero sa ano pa lang, first things first, you know, you want to till the land, you want to make profit out of it, but you don't have any capital. So yan, yung part ng value chain is for the cooperative to lend to the farmers, guaranteed or even probably given by the local government unit. Supported
Wow,
also by the
okay.
provincial. So okay, may pera tayo. Kasi ano ba nangyari if you are from the province? What happened to the land bank and the rural bank? Di ba naging commercialized sila?
Yes,
Napaghihiram ka
yes.
ngayon ng kala mo yung mga farmers merong payslip. Kala mo yung mga farmers may guarantor, you know? Naging hindi na naging tulad nun ni Apo Lakay na kailangan mo ng na ang simpleng umutang before. But now those banks for some reason naging commercialized. That's my
Tsaka
understanding,
malaki
right?
daw
So
interest
anyways,
Malaki daw yata ang
correct.
interest. Parang nawala talaga yung maliit na interest na pinauutang sa mga farmers. Which I think land bank that's yung purpose ng land bank para makatulong di ba? Pero naging commercial so malaki interest. Yeah. Sorry for that. Sige, go ahead, John.
Yeah,
Or James.
kaya yan ang kailangan din baguhin, which is pwede natin pag-usapan yan next time. Yan na yung fiscal and monetary economy. Pero going back to agriculture, kung halimbawa tayo dito sa group natin, you know, we'll borrow money versus ako lang ang magbaborrow sa kooperatiba, you know, and mas malaki yung equity nating lahat combined kasi ako 500 hectare tapos si Ma'am Rafael merong 4 hectares, hindi ba parang paghihiram tayong lahat mas pagkakatiwalaan tayo? And ang output ng hiniram natin, pagsama-sama nating ipapakita ang lupang ititil natin, mas pagkakatiwalaan, mas may chance tayong kumita pagsama-sama. Yan, emphasis, unity. Okay, so nakahiram ang farmers with the support of the LGU. Bakit susuportahan ng LGU? Kasi yung revenue from the farming will be given back to the tax collection of the local government. And ano pa yon? Bababa ang poverty. So, magre-risk ngayon. Yan yung tinatawag na yung support, sideways support ng LGU. One, financing. Number two, kailangan na ngayon bungkalin ng lupa. You know? Yung tinatawag, mechanization, kailangan mo dyan. Dati, we use probably kuliglig or
Yeah,
Lius
oh,
Kalabaw,
kuliglig.
we don't do that anymore. Yeah? So, mechanization. Um, the LGU, this is another sideways support, buys the machinery coming from their IRA. I don't know if you're aware of IRA, yung internal revenue allotment or national tax allocation,
Mhm.
or
Yes.
pagmayaman naman ng ang LGU tulad ng Ilocos, meron kaming excise tax ng tobacco. So ginagamit 'yan to buy some machinery. As far as I know, ibibigay yan sa kooperatiba para ipaupa. Ngayon, pag ginamit ng consolidated farmers yan, 20% discount. At hindi mo na kailangang bayaran. Right? Yan, value chain na naman. Mechanization. Kung sino man yung lokal na pwede mag-import niyan, kikita rin. Pero pag-usapan mo natin yung agriculture, right? So, pagkatapos niyan, pagka-consolidated kayo, or naka-converge kayo, free seeds din ang mga farmers. Bibigay ng
Saan galing
kooperatiba.
yun? Ah,
Okay.
kooperatiba. Okay.
Oo. Ngayon, ang kooperatiba, remember, sideways support sa value chain is LGU. Kaya malaking factor ang LGU dito ang local government unit. Saan kukunin yung perang yon? Pwede nga sa tax collection, pwede sa internal revenue allotment, pwede natin pag-usapan to in the future or pag may time pa mamaya kung bakit sa
Mm.
IRA kinukuha. Ilocos din merong ibang tax benefits, like yung 7171 is the tobacco excise tax. In any ways, binibigay yan ng binhi. Isa lang ang kondisyon. Bibigyan ka namin ng binhi. They will give us seeds to sow provided you only use one variety of seed per cropping. Unity na naman, 'di ba? Kasi kung kung
Mhm.
si farmer A would use hindi na ako gagamit ng technicality, right? Long grain,
Mm.
farmer B will use medium grain, and farmer C will use small
Okay.
grain. When you mill them, ang ang variety na long grain, for example, dudurugin niya yung medium and small grain. Anong output mo? Reduced output. Kaya kung lahat kayo
Yes,
medium
yes.
grain, lahat yan, pag minil nila or kiniskis nila, ang lalabas niyan is medium grain. Pero pag samahan mo ng long grain yan, sisirain niya yung medium grain. Yung output mo is reduced already. Kaya kahit napakataas ng yield mo during farming time, tapos iba't ibang seed yung tinanim niya mga yan, ang output mo, bottom line mo, is reduced.
Kumbaga, yung
So,
quality ng produce mo is very low at hindi mo mapapresyo na malaki yan. Kasi samot-sari yan parang iba-ibang gulay na pinagsama mo to produce an output. Tama ba ako? Ganun ba
correct.
ang ibig sabihin, no, Jay?
A consolidated positive output. And if you have that, then your yung lalabas na productivity mo is very high. Is higher than what is expected. And sasabihin ko mamaya kung ano yung output na lumalabas dahil dito. Now, what else? Okay, may bagyo, right? And this is part of the framework which I can discuss later. They get low cost insurance for their crop, livestock, and life. Ngayon, kung ikaw si farmer, garantisadong meron kang makukuha kung halimbawang mapeste o dumating ang bagyo, hindi ka ba naman ma-encourage na magtanim? So, provide din yan ng co-op at ng LGU. PPP, again, ginagamit lagi ito ni PBBM. Ano pa? So nakatanim ka na, may mechanization ka na, meron ka ng free insurance, you're well assured, free fertilizer, right? Free fertilizer. Kahit pa sabihin mo, so sa per hectare, you would be consuming 8 bags of fertilizer, for example. Yun ang sabi ng aking ama. You multiply, sabi mo, ano ba ngayong presyo ng fertilizer? 2,000. Sabi mo ng 2,000. Kung 8 yan, 16,000 ang i-invest pabalik. Ngayon, saan kukunin yon? Di ba? Saan kukunin yung bakit free abono? Pag na magmumulticrop ka sa Ilocos, it makes sense for the LGU to invest on your fertilizers, especially tobacco. Kasi sa tobacco, may excise
Mhm.
tax. Ano lang naman yan, pag magtanim ka ng tobacco, the next cropping, right? Kasi multi-crops kami. Kung ano yung makukuhang
Mhm.
revenue doon sa crops na yon, i-reinvest lang sa'yo. Kaya circular economy ang tinatawag. You know? So ano lang yung
I
abonong yun.
see.
Pero kung hindi ka siyempre pagkakaisa, sabi, ay hindi na ako magtatanim, wala kang libreng abono. Kaya may insentibo. Kaya yan tatlo yan Bakit, paano mo i-revive ang agriculture? Narinig na natin to kay PBBM. You lend, you subsidize, and you incentivize, which we can discuss again in detail later. So, sige, farmer, you wanna do multi-crop, you get the free abono. Now, harvesting time. Harvesting time, value chain again, mechanization again. Going back dun sa planting time, may mechanization, 20% discount ang farmers na nakakonsolidate. Right? Therefore, yung production time, bigay ko lang na idea, no? If you're gonna do it individually, 5 sacks of rice, one of those would go to the labor. So, nasa na ba ako? Doon sa harvesting time, so may discount pa rin doon. Ngayon, usually, ang mga harvest, especially sa Isabela, ganyan, dati dinadala yan sa Bulacan to be sold. You know? Ngayon, binibili na yan ng kooperatiba. Right? And if the cooperative buys it, who owns the cooperative, being word cooperative, is the farmers. Therefore, pag kumita ang cooperative, may dividendo ang mga farmers. Right? So umiikot talaga and bumalik din ang pinuhunan ng kooperatiba at the same time ng local government. And then
Jay, dali lang.
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Jay, may tatanong ako. Kasi nabanggit mo yung tungkol sa kooperatiba. So, pag nag-harvest na, let's say nag-harvest ako, ang pwede kong pagbigyan or pwede kong i-sell yung crop ko is yung cooperative. So, nawawala yung mga tinatawag nating middlemen or iba pang seller. Because if I sell it directly to cooperative, mas mabibigyan nila yung presyong gusto ko sa current rates. At the same time, pag nakabenta sila, I still get a dividend out of the sold crops. Ganun ba yun? Ganun bang ano niya? Correct me if I'm wrong kasi I'm trying to understand yung cycle Is that correct? Ganun ba yung nangyayari?
Yeah, basically ganon. Ganon na nangyayari. So why would you sell it somewhere where kikita ka ng konti pero yung dividendo, wala naman balik, di ba? Samantalang sa kooperatiba, bukod sa then garantisado na, hindi naman garantisado, pero ang bili ng palay, nasa pabor ng may-ari ng kooperatiba o miyembro ng kooperatiba. Therefore, bibili nila sa mataas na halaga at at pag binenta nila at kumita sila, may dividendo, magsasaka. Which is most of the time ganyan. May dividendo. May dividend na tinatawag. May hati pa rin sila. So,
tapos Jay, one more question lang para lang sa mga nakikinig kasi nabanggit mo rin yung tungkol sa consolidated no. Correct me again if I'm wrong. If I am a landowner, I have 5 hectares. You've got 100 hectares. Sinabi mo consolidated kasi mas mapapautang kayo pag nakita mismo ng lending company na mas malaki pala ang masasaka nyo, nakikita rin sila sa iyo. So, pagdating sa taniman ba, ang mangyayari nito, kanya-kanyang tanim pa rin. Ako magtatanim ako sa 5 hectares ko, ikaw sa 100. Pero come harvest time, ano yun, individual mo ring ibebenta yung ani mo o sama-sama. Parang let's say you have one treasure, lahat yan aanihin in one fold kasama yung ani ng 100 sa 5 hectares ko. And then, pag binenta yan, kasama pa rin binenta ko, maghahati na lang tayo. Ganun pa yung idea nun? Kasi I was looking at consolidated, may 5 hectares ako. So, pag binigyan mo ako ng abono, yung bang abono bibigay mo sa akin, tama lang sa 5 hectares? Or tayo as 2 owners, parehas natin isasaka yung 105 hectares. Paano yan? Paano ba ang galawan yan? Para maintindihan lang din ng iba na nakikinig sa
Oh,
atin.
yung arrangement niyan usually is as a united team. United. It's not only on one who is asking for money or asking for mechanization. Through the cooperative, but also it it varies kasi. So for example, one farmer, merong isang kooperatiba that they may nakatoka for planting, and then irrigation, and then but they work as one whole. When yung hati-hati is kung 5 hectares, kung ano man yung allocation for 5 hectares, 5 hectares. Kung minsan naman kasi, it as far as I know, in farming, there are different timings then, on what and
Mhm.
where to do. But the key component is yung um, when you move, you are consolidated or converged together as a whole. Whether it be tulungan mo muna si Farmer A kasi yun sa'yo hindi pa due ma-harvest or vice versa. How it's done is more of pegged towards a unity, yung tulungan. Bayanihan is the other thing, working on a common
Mm.
interest to have a higher yield of their products and crops. Pero there's no set rules, there's no set rules. But there might be some rules in terms of lending and those kind of stuff. Pero as far as I know, it is more, it's a cooperation and a convergence of consolidated farmers working in one common goal to have a higher yield crops and products output.
Mhm. So I think it's also dictated siguro, since the cooperative is made up of farmers, they can also suggest to all of those na miyembro ng cooperative and farmers, we suggest that the best time to plant right now is, let's say, March, ganyan. So parang meron silang guidelines siguro. Yun ang naiisip ko na para mas lalong mas mainam at lahat tayo ay makinabang, lahat ng mga farmers, mas maganda kung magtatanim kayo sa ganitong panahon. Total, libre naman ang abono ninyo, we'll be funding you. Para pagdating ng harvest time, sabay-sabay din, di ba? Tama ba? That's how
Yeah,
I
tama. And
visualize it. Mm-mm.
and for example, just to give you an example sa Batak, so they some farmers would plant rice. Rice is a major commodity, if we may call it. So yun ang number one crop nila. And then
Mhm.
the second crop, some would do white corn, some would do yellow corn, some would do onions, some would do tomatoes or tomato, kung paano man sabihin yun, pero
Mm.
sweet pepper. So, but it is dictated by the demand. It is, meron yun yung tinatawag na, uh, ano ba yung tinatawag sa monitoring nila? Yung community-based monitoring system. you know so ang community-based monitoring system is they monitor what is required to grow. Kung rice, obviously ginagamit natin example yung rice ngayon because it's easier to say how to give a view of how it's consolidated and how the convergence work. But
Mhm.
also there's also a monitoring system, that works out to be kung ano yung crop best for. And yung mga data na yun is guided by soil testing, climate, yung ganyan, yung mga data basing on that. And they are guided for those. Again, with the United Ilocanos working for a common goal, they are guided by those, by their leaders. So.
Wow. Galing guys, ano?
Mm. Ngayon,
Parang,
bigyan ko lang ng overview, after all of those that we have spoke about, ano ba yung, pag naalaman mo na yung value chain, isipin mo na ngayon, narinig na rin natin to kay Apo BBM, ano yung value added na may dadagdag pa doon? 'Di ba? Um, along along those value chains, ang dami din, right? So, yung value added na yon spells out to be your MSMEs din. Kasi the more you
mm,
value add, the more you can, yung magsusupply ng traktor, ng gasolina ng traktor is gasolinahan ng lokal.
yeah.
And,
Mhm.
so umiikot yung economy, and nakikita dun sa mga value addeds along the way, yung pagka tayo ang iisang butil lang ng bigas ang tinanim natin, pagka meron tayong
Yeah.
libreng abono, look after natin, ay about 20 pesos sa economy.
Wait, there's a part 2 and part 3, don't forget.